Have you ever thought about what it would be like to create a time capsule, not of like objects and things, but just pure cuteness?
Oh my gosh,
Like,
look at that.
that's what monthly baby photo shoots are, right? It's
Yeah.
just like little snapshots of cuteness.
Yes.
But how do you go from awe
Yeah.
to like, wow, with your pictures? That's what we're going to be talking about today on Crafting Made Simple.
I love it.
And before we get too far, be sure to sign up for our newsletter at paperflowdesigns.com for even more creative inspiration and some awesome freebies.
Oh,
Okay, so for today's crafting adventure, we're taking a deep dive into a fantastic blog post from Paperflow Designs, all about capturing those precious baby milestones with do-it-yourself photo shoots. And they have ideas that range from totally classic to, like, seriously creative.
yeah, I was looking at this post, and I think it's so great because it really is more than just snapping pictures.
Right?
It's about documenting a journey.
Yes.
It's about seeing that growth happen and really capturing like a fleeting moment in time.
That's so true. And it's amazing how much babies change in that first year. Like, you don't even realize it
Right.
sometimes until you look back at the photos.
Absolutely. And having those visual reminders of each stage is just incredible.
It is.
And, they become keepsakes, not just for you, but for your child as they grow up.
Oh, that's so special.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so the blog post really emphasizes that prep is key for these photo shoots. So what kind of prep are we talking about? What do our listeners need to think about before they even grab their cameras?
Well, I think first and foremost, lighting is just crucial. And natural light, especially when you're working with those brand new little ones, is magical.
Yes.
It creates this really soft, gentle mood.
Yeah,
And of course, baby safety is the #1 priority.
of course.
Always, always,
Oops,
always.
yes,
Make sure your setup is secure and stable and comfortable for your little one.
that makes total sense.
Yeah,
A happy baby is definitely going to make the best model.
exactly.
Speaking of models, let's get to the fun part,
Yes.
brainstorming these photo shoot ideas.
Okay, let's do it.
The blog post break things down in some really fun categories to help us with some inspiration.
Yes, they have everything from like crafting your milestones, where they highlight DIY projects,
Okay.
like adorable personalized milestone discs, to digital and tech-savvy ideas, which I think will really appeal to our listeners
I love it.
who love to leverage technology in their creative projects.
Ooh, tell me more about these tech-savvy options. What kind of things are we talking about?
Well, they talk about using milestone apps,
Okay.
which can help you track those special moments
Yes.
and even add fun graphics and text to your photos.
Love that.
And for those who are a bit more design inclined, they suggest creating custom infographics or using SVG files for a really modern engraved look.
Okay, stop right there for a second. For those of us who might not be super techy,
Right.
can you break down what an SVG file is and why it's so useful for this?
Sure. So SVG stands for Scalable Vector Graphic.
Oh, okay.
And basically, it's a type of image file that, unlike a regular JPEG or PNG, can be resized without losing quality. So you can use it for like a tiny little sticker on a onesie.
Okay.
Or blow it up to create a huge backdrop for your photos, and it will always look crisp and clear.
Wow, that is so helpful. So if you're someone who loves to go big with your DIY projects, SVGs are your new best friend.
Exactly.
I love it. Okay, so we've got crafty milestones and tech-savvy options. What other categories did Paperflow Designs come up with?
Well, for those who love the classics,
Yes.
they have classic and timeless ideas like the sweet simplicity of an in-your-arms photo with a handwritten backdrop.
It's so sentimental. I love that.
It's heartwarming, it's personal, and you can't go wrong with it.
You really can't. But I'm sure they have some fun, playful ideas too, right?
Oh, absolutely. They have a category called food-themed fun,
Okay.
which, as you can imagine, is all about using those adorable food props to mark your baby's age.
Oh my God.
Think stacks of donuts, slices of pizza,
I love it.
you know, all the good stuff.
Okay, that is adorable.
Yes.
But I'm already imagining the mess. Are there any tips from the blog on how to, like, keep those food-themed shoots from becoming complete chaos?
Well, they emphasize keeping it simple
Okay.
and using foods that are really easy to handle.
Oh, okay.
So think like a single perfectly glazed donut
Okay.
rather than a towering stack that's about to topple over.
Right.
And maybe have some wipes on hand
Yes.
for those inevitable sticky fingers.
Always good advice. It's all about finding that balance between cute and manageable.
Exactly.
What other fun categories did they have?
They have seasonal and holiday themes,
Okay.
which is all about embracing the changing seasons and
Yeah.
festive
Oh, I
occasions.
love that.
Think cozy fall leaves for autumn babies,
Uh-huh.
sparkly ornaments for those born around the holidays.
Yeah.
The possibilities are endless.
I love it. It's a great way to add a little extra personality and capture those seasons in your photos.
Exactly.
What about incorporating family members into the photos?
Oh, they definitely encourage that their family and furry friends category is all about those heartwarming group shots with siblings and pets. Adds another layer of love and connection.
I love that it's about capturing the whole family as it grows and evolves.
Exactly.
So we've covered some of the main categories, but I'm dying to hear some of the specific ideas that really stood out to you from the blog post. What really caught your eye?
Well, one that I thought was really unique and visually striking was the idea of using bassinet beauty for those early photo shoots.
Wait, bassinet beauty. I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So picture this, you place your little one in their bassinet all cozy and snuggled up,
Okay.
and then you use floral numbers to mark each month. It
Oh, wow.
creates this really precious and delicate look, especially in those early months when they're still so tiny and curled up.
Oh, that is precious.
Yes.
It sounds so soft and serene, perfect for newborns.
Yeah.
I also love the idea of using like seasonal fruits to mark those monthly milestones like apples in the fall, oranges in the winter.
That's so clever, isn't it? A really simple way to visually represent the passage of time,
Yes.
and it gives you an excuse to buy all that delicious fruit.
That is so true. And you know what? Even if you're not a master chef,
Mm.
you can still have fun with food styling for these photos.
Absolutely.
Imagine using those beautifully arranged food platters you see at like fancy parties as inspiration.
That's a great idea.
Okay, I have to admit, I'm getting a little bit obsessed with this photo shoot planning.
Yeah.
There are just so many creative possibilities.
There really are. And remember, you don't need to be a professional photographer or a crafting expert to create beautiful and meaningful photos.
Right.
It's all about having fun, being creative,
Yes.
and capturing those precious moments in a way that feels authentic to you and your family.
I love that. And for listeners who are ready to dive into this project head first,
Yes.
remember that a full list of all the supplies mentioned can be found in the podcast notes or over on paperflowdesigns.com. And while you're there, be sure to sign up for the Crafting Made Simple newsletter. It's packed with even more creative inspiration.
Absolutely. We'll be back in a moment to continue exploring this fascinating topic. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Crafting Made Simple.
Before the break, we were getting inspired by all those amazing DIY baby photo shoot ideas from Paperflow Designs, and we even touched on some of the ways you can bring technology into the mix.
Right, and I'm especially intrigued by the idea of using SVGs to create those custom designs
Yes.
for these photo shoots.
It sounds like a game changer
It really is.
for taking those DIY projects to like the next level.
Yes, and it's so much easier than you might think.
Okay.
There's this misconception that you need to be like a tech whiz or a graphic design guru to work with SVGs, but that's just not true.
So where's a good place for our listeners to start if they want to explore this whole SVG thing?
Well, there are some fantastic design software programs out there specifically for creating SVGs.
Okay.
Some are even free, which is amazing.
I love that.
And if you're looking for a little guidance, right.
There are tons of tutorials and online courses that can walk you through the entire process, like step by step.
Okay, that's really encouraging.
Yeah,
It makes this whole idea feel a lot more approachable.
absolutely.
I can already imagine our listeners creating those adorable milestone discs with their own custom designs, or even designing those really unique graphics to use as like digital backdrops for their photos.
Exactly. And once you have those SVG skills under your belt,
Ooh,
the possibilities are pretty much endless.
I love that.
You can personalize birthday invitations,
Oh, yeah.
design wall decals for the nursery, create those one-of-a-kind gifts for friends and family.
Oh, my gosh.
It really opens up this whole new world
Yes, it does.
of creative expression.
Okay, you've officially convinced me I'm adding Learn SVG Design to my to-do list.
Awesome.
But for now, let's get back to those baby photo shoots.
Yes.
We've explored all these amazing ideas, but are there any like practical tips from the blog post that can help our listeners actually make these photo shoots a success? Oh, definitely. Paperflow Designs offers some great advice for setting yourself up for success.
Love it.
One key tip is to prioritize consistency.
Okay.
They recommend choosing a designated spot in your home for the photo shoots and sticking with it as much as possible.
Okay.
This creates this really nice visual flow as you're documenting your baby's growth over the months.
That is a really good point, especially for busy parents who are already juggling a million things. Having a designated spot eliminates that last-minute scramble of trying to figure out where to set up.
Exactly. And
Yep.
speaking of setup, they also suggest keeping things really simple.
Okay.
Don't overwhelm yourself with elaborate props or backdrops.
Right.
Sometimes the most beautiful photos are the ones that focus on the baby and
Yes.
those genuine natural moments.
It's all about the connection.
A plain blanket, some beautiful natural light, and a happy content baby. That's really all you need.
I love that it's a good reminder that the focus should be on the baby, not on creating like this perfectly styled Instagram-worthy scene.
Yeah, right. And another great tip is to pay attention to your baby's cues
Okay.
and to try to schedule those photo shoots for a time when they're typically in a good mood.
Oh,
Whether it's right after a nap or a feeding, capturing them at their happiest will definitely result in the most genuine and
Yeah.
adorable photos.
makes total sense. A well-rested, well-fed baby is a happy baby.
Exactly. But what about clothing? Any tips from the blog on what to dress baby in for these shoots?
They suggest keeping the outfits simple and comfortable.
Okay.
Neutral colors and soft fabrics work best
Okay.
because they don't distract from your baby's sweet little face and those amazing expressions.
Right.
You can always add pops of color or fun patterns
Mm.
with accessories, but the main focus should be on keeping your little one comfortable and content.
So no need to break the bank on those fancy baby outfits.
Exactly.
Simple is best.
Yes, and this might sound counterintuitive,
Okay.
but they actually encourage incorporating some sentimental items into the photo shoots.
It could be a special blanket, a beloved stuffed animal, or even a piece of clothing that was passed down from a family member.
Oh,
These little touches add such a personal and meaningful layer to the photos.
that's such a beautiful idea. It's those little details that really make the photo shoots so special and unique.
Yeah.
It's not just about documenting how much they've grown. It's about telling a story.
Absolutely. And speaking of details,
Yes.
don't forget about capturing those tiny features.
Yes.
Get those close-up shots of their little hands,
Oh, yeah.
their adorable feet, their incredible eyes. Those little details change so quickly, and it's amazing to have those memories preserved in photos.
I love that it's easy to get focused on the overall pose,
Mm.
but those tiny details are what really capture those early days.
Yes.
I'm already feeling a little bit nostalgic, and
Mm.
the little ones are way past the baby stage.
I know what you mean. It's incredible how quickly time flies.
It is.
And that's why these photo shoots are so precious.
Yes.
They allow us to freeze those moments in time and revisit them whenever we need a dose of that newborn sweetness.
So true. Now, I know from personal experience that baby photo shoots don't always go exactly as planned.
Right.
Sometimes there are tears, tantrums, and maybe even a few diaper blowouts along the way.
Yeah.
Any advice from the blog on how to handle those less than perfect moments?
They really emphasize the importance of staying relaxed and
Wow.
having fun during those photo shoots.
Yes,
Babies can sense our energy.
they can.
So if we're feeling stressed or frustrated,
Really.
it's definitely going to show up in the photos.
And honestly, it's good advice for life in general, right?
Yeah.
Go with the flow, embrace the chaos, and try to find the joy in those unexpected moments.
Exactly. Some of the best photos, the ones that really capture those genuine emotions, happen when we let go of the need for perfection and just embrace the spontaneity of the moment.
I'm thinking back to some of my favorite baby photos. And you're so right. The ones where they're giggling or making funny faces or even having a little meltdown,
Yes.
those are the ones that really melt my heart.
Exactly. Those are the moments that tell a story, that capture their unique personality, and that you'll cherish for years to come.
You know, we've talked a lot about capturing the baby's journey through these photo shoots, but what about the parent's journey?
Oh.
How do you think these photos capture the parent's experiences and transformation during that first year?
That's such a great point. As parents, we're also going through this incredible transformation during that first year.
We are.
We're learning so much. We're figuring things out as we go.
Right.
And we're experiencing this overwhelming, all-consuming love
Yes.
that we've never felt before.
It's definitely a crash course in parenthood with all of its highs and lows.
Absolutely. And when we look back at those monthly photo shoots,
Yes.
we see not only our baby's growth, but also our own evolution as parents.
I love that.
The exhaustion, the pure joy, the moments of self-doubt, the moments of triumph, it's all there in those images.
It's like we're looking back at different versions of ourselves,
Yeah.
each month marking a new chapter in our parenting journey.
Exactly. And it's not always pretty, right? There might be photos where we look sleep-deprived, our hair is a mess, and we're wearing the same spit-up stained shirt for the third day in a row.
But tell me about it. But those are the real moments.
Yes.
The honest moments that capture The raw beauty of parenthood.
And you know what else is amazing about those photo shoots?
What?
They provide this sense of accomplishment.
Okay.
Each month that you successfully complete a photo shoot,
Right.
you're celebrating a little victory.
Yes, you are.
You're saying, hey, we made it through another month of this wild and wonderful ride.
And that feeling of accomplishment can be so empowering, especially during those early months when everything feels so new and maybe even a little bit overwhelming.
It's a testament to your strength, your resilience, your unwavering love for your little one. And,
Yes.
even though those photo shoots might feel like just another thing on your to-do list,
Right.
when you look back at them, you'll be so grateful that you took the time to capture those fleeting moments.
It's so well said, and it's a great reminder that we don't need to wait for those big milestone events to break out the camera.
Right.
The everyday moments, the messy moments, the moments that make us laugh and cry, those are the ones worth documenting.
Absolutely. And those are the moments that will tell the most authentic and beautiful story.
Well, before we get too sentimental, let's remind our listeners that they can find a full list of all the supplies mentioned in today's episode
Yes.
in the show notes or over at paperflowdesigns.com.
Yes.
And while you're there, don't forget to sign up for the Crafting Made Simple newsletter.
Yes.
It's packed with tons of creative inspiration for all of your DIY projects.
We'll be right back to wrap up this episode of Crafting Made Simple. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to Crafting Made Simple. We have been on quite the journey today, exploring all those amazing DIY baby photo shoot ideas from Paperflow Designs. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling incredibly inspired to grab my camera and start snapping some photos.
Me too. And I think one of the biggest takeaways from today's conversation is that these photo shoots are about so much more than just capturing those cute pictures. It's about documenting a journey, celebrating those tiny milestones, and creating this tangible legacy of love for our little ones.
So well said. And, we keep coming back to this idea of using SVGs to add that personalized touch to those photo shoots. And I think it's brilliant. But I also know that some of our listeners might be thinking, okay, that sounds great, but where do I even begin?
I get it. It can feel intimidating if you're not familiar with the technology, but trust me, it's much easier than you might think. And the sense of accomplishment that you'll feel when you see your own designs come to life in your baby's photos, it's incredible.
So what would you say to those listeners who are curious about SVGs, but maybe feeling a little hesitant to take the plunge?
I would say go for it. Start by exploring some of the free design software options that are available online. There are some incredibly user-friendly programs out there, and if you need a little extra guidance, there are tons of online tutorials and courses that can walk you through the process step by step.
That's great advice. It's
Yeah.
all about taking those baby steps right, just like our little ones are doing during that first year.
Exactly. And you don't have to become an SVG expert overnight. Start with something simple, like designing a cute little milestone disc or creating a fun background for your photos. As you become more comfortable with the software, you can start experimenting with more complex designs.
And remember, even if you're not quite ready to dive into creating your own SVGs, there are tons of pre-made designs available. Online websites like Etsy and Creative Market offer a huge variety of beautiful and affordable options.
That's a really good point. So whether you're a do-it-yourself enthusiast or you prefer to shop for those ready-made designs, there are options for everyone.
The most important thing is to find what works for you, what sparks your creativity, and what allows you to capture those precious memories in a way that feels authentic and meaningful.
I couldn't have said it better myself. And remember, it's not about creating those picture-perfect images. It's about capturing those real, raw, and often messy moments that make up this incredible journey of parenthood.
So before we say goodbye, let's do a quick recap of some of the key takeaways from our deep dive into baby's first-year photo shoot ideas.
Number one, preparation is key. Think about your lighting, prioritize safety, and choose a time when your baby is typically happy and content.
Keep those outfits simple and comfortable, the props minimal, and don't be afraid to incorporate those sentimental items to add a personal touch.
Embrace spontaneity, have fun, and remember that those unexpected moments, those little mishaps, often lead to the most genuine and cherished photos.
And if you're feeling adventurous, definitely explore the world of creating your own SVG designs. It's an amazing way to personalize your photo shoots and tap into your creativity.
And as always, you can find a full list of all the supplies we talked about today in the show notes or on paperflowdesigns.com. And while you're there, be sure to sign up for the Crafting Made Simple newsletter for even more creative inspiration.
Thank you so much for joining us on this creative adventure. We hope you feel inspired to capture those precious first-year moments with your little ones.
Until next time, happy crafting.